Hey there guys, and welcome to the first episode of Zaxchat for 2017. It's an absolute pleasure to be back. As you can see, we've had a bit of a setting change. I've finally progressed from using iMovie to Adobe Premiere Pro, and I've learned how to green screen, so hopefully moving forward, Zaxchat videos are going to look a little bit more professional than just having the backdrop of my grungy room. 2016 was a bit of an all-over-the-place year for the world, and the film industry as well. Throughout the course of the year, we got some films that were really good, especially in the later half of the year is when the really good stuff seemed to come out. But we also got a lot of movies along the way that were not great. And that's really disappointing because some of them we were really looking forward to and they let us down. But we must move on, and 2017 promises to be an even bigger year for the film industry. There is such a huge lineup of films coming out this year. And what I want to do today is count down my top 16 most anticipated films for the year ahead. The reason I chose the number 16 will become apparent towards the end of the video. One thing to keep in mind throughout the video though is that some of the films on this list have been released in other parts of the world. Even last year in December, some of them came out in other countries, but because I'm here in Australia, there's some that we haven't got yet. So anything that is due to come out in 2017 in Australia is fair game to be on this list. Now, I've ranked the movies in the order of my own personal preference, so it's probably going to differ for yours, but there is 16 of them, so I want to move at quite a quick pace. So without further ado, let's get into my top 16 most anticipated movies for 2017. Coming in at 16th place is Split. Now, we all know that M. Night Shyamalan has had his fair share of hits and misses over the years. I'm a huge fan of his early work, in particular Signs and The Sixth Sense. They're great films. Unbreakable as well. And to be honest, I even really enjoyed both The Village and Lady in the Water, even though they seem to be universally hated. But after a string of really large disappointments that even I will agree were terrible films, M. Night Shyamalan had a subtle return to form last year with The Visit, and it was really refreshing to see. And from the buzz that Split has already generated, it sounds like he's doubled down and he's made another great, creepy movie. Starring the incomparable James McAvoy as a sufferer of dissociative identity disorder, I think he has something like 23 personalities running around in there. This looks like a really creepy thriller, and I'm hoping that it's going to deliver the thrills in the way only M. Night Shyamalan can. Number 15 on the list is Silence. Now, Martin Scorsese is an artist. I know it, you know it. His films are visceral, gritty, confronting. They make you feel things. And Silence looks to be really excellent. It's garnered a lot of mixed reviews in the press already. It's saying it's very long and very drawn out. However, it does tell a very deep story. And that is a story of a crisis of faith, suffering, persecution, and prejudice. It's based on a book that was written quite some time ago, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Silence. Starring Andrew Garfield, Liam Neeson, and Adam Driver, all of whom appear to be in their dramatic element, I think Silence might be an Oscar contender for 2017. Coming in at number 14 is The Founder. Michael Keaton is awesome. It was so great to see him break back out onto the scene with such a self-deprecating performance in Birdman, and then back it up with Spotlight, which is now one of my favourite movies of all time. So I am really looking forward to seeing The Founder. Another reason that I'm really looking forward to seeing this is because co-starring in the film is Ronald Ulysses Swanson himself. That's right, Nick Offerman. I love this guy. Anyone who knows me well knows that Parks and Rec is one of my all-time favourite shows. It's right up there with Frasier, so I can't wait to see Nick Offerman sink his teeth into this role. I'm really looking forward to seeing The Founder. Number 13 is John Wick, Chapter 2. Keanu Reeves in a suit, kicking ass. I'm in. The first John Wick movie was an excellent, bloody, violent ride that I just dug the shit out of, and number 2 is looking to be even better. I think the reason number 1 worked so well is because they kept the premise relatively simple, and I think if they can keep that formula heading into the second film, it's going to be an expansion to one of the best action franchises we've seen in many years. Also, who's not excited about Morpheus and Neo reuniting? I know I am. Next up is Kong Skull Island. Now, to be honest, this is not a film that I was overly excited for initially until the first trailer came out, and it definitely piqued my interest. It really does look like an action-packed adventure to a lost world full of monsters where Kong rules supreme. Coupled with the fact that this is all going to culminate with a crossover movie with Godzilla, I am definitely in. Kong Skull Island stars Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, John Goodman, John C. Reilly, Samuel L. Jackson, the list goes on. I hope there is a lot of fun to be found in this film. I really like Peter Jackson's interpretation of King Kong, but I do feel like it was a bit self-serious. So I'm really hoping with Kong Skull Island that they find the adventure, they find the fun, and they bring us a rollicking good ride. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. That's right, next up on the list is Logan. Hugh Jackman's last run as the Wolverine is shaping up to be the Wolverine movie that we've all been waiting for. Dark, bloody, violent, berserker rage! We've all been waiting for it, and it looks like it's going to be a very fitting send-off for Hugh Jackman. Loosely based upon the Old Man Logan storyline with what looks like beats from The Last of Us maybe subtly thrown in. I'm really looking forward to this one, and the reasons are obvious. Although I feel like I can safely speak for most of the fandom when I say that we want to see Hugh come back one more time to play Wolverine, if just to do a team up with Deadpool. But time will tell. Next up is Wonder Woman. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that the DC movie universe is somewhat of a cruel mistress for me. I've been hurt twice now, and yet I keep returning to its mediocre bosom. But I want DC to get a win. I want Wonder Woman to be the movie that puts the DC movie universe back on track, and I'm really hoping it does. I've definitely got no problems with the casting. I think Gal Gadot is an excellent Wonder Woman. But the infrastructure surrounding how the movie is made has let us down in the past. Just today, it was reported by a lot of websites, both movie news and secular news, that a DC insider has come out saying that Wonder Woman is completely discombobulated, a complete mess of a film, and I'm hoping they're wrong because I really, really want it to be good. I would be lying if I said I wasn't massively anticipating seeing this film. I do want to see it, I want it to be good, fingers crossed. And this kind of leads me into the next film on my list, which is Justice League, which comes out in November. Now, it's still way too early to tell how this is going to go, but like I said with Wonder Woman, I am looking forward to it. The problem with Justice League is that for every pro, there's a con. Jason Momoa looks to be an excellent Aquaman, but Zack Snyder's still directing. Ezra Miller looks like he's going to be a fantastic Flash, but the dialogue still seems pretty on the nose, don't you think?
There is a stranger who comes to this village from the sea. He comes in the winter when people are hungry and brings fish. He comes on the king tide. That was last night.
Get it? Get it? King tide? King tide? You know, because Aquaman is the king of Atlantis? Oh my god, DC, has anybody at your company ever heard of subtlety? Anyway, moving on. I'm looking forward to Justice League. That's why it's on this list. I want it to be good, but time will tell. Moving over to a comic universe that's doing extremely well for itself, our next entry on the list is SpiderMan Homecoming. We all loved Tom Holland in Civil War. He was an excellent Peter Parker, and I can't wait for his first solo adventure. It looks like it's going to be a really great John Hughes-esque high school style movie with a good dose of superheroes thrown in. Robert Downey Jr. is back as Tony Stark and Iron Man, which is excellent. I'm hoping he's going to be like a mentor / Uncle Ben kind of role. I just hope he doesn't get shot! And we've already talked about Michael Keaton. He's amazing. So him playing the Vulture, I don't see how this movie is going to be anything but great. I can honestly say my spidey sense is tingling. That's my phone, actually. Hello? Continuing with the MCU is the next entry on our list, which is Thor Ragnarok. I am really excited for this movie. To be honest, the first two Thor movies I'm not a massive fan of. I feel like they're two of the weaker entries in the MCU. However, Thor Ragnarok is shaping up to be the best of the trilogy. Taika Waititi is an amazingly unique director, and I can't wait to see him bring his own style to this massive project. The teasers that we've got so far really do set the stage for a cosmic road trip of sorts. Could the Soul Gem be involved? It is the only Infinity Stone unaccounted for at this stage, so that's very exciting. Not to mention, they're bringing in beloved characters like Hela and Valkyrie. Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill are in this movie. My god, it's a Jurassic Park reunion. Bring it on! Like I said, I think this is going to be the best movie in the Thor trilogy, and I can't wait to see it. Coming in next is Alien Covenant. Now, Prometheus was a mixed bag. I've got to say, I did enjoy the film, but as far as a prequel to Alien goes, I came out with more questions than I did answers. Well, Ridley Scott is back to try and provide some context, and if the first trailer is anything to go by, they're headed in the right direction. My god, doesn't it look terrifying? Personally, I'm very curious to know the meaning behind the subtitle of Covenant. How does that fit in? And these new neomorphs that they're calling the aliens look just as terrifying as their xenomorph cousins. I think this could be awesome. I want this to be awesome. Fingers crossed. But if I'm going to be honest, the one thing that I really want for the Alien universe is for Ridley Scott to take a step back and let Neil Blomkamp take over and give us the Alien 3 that we all wanted. Now, if you haven't heard much about this, jump on Google, do some research. Neil Blomkamp, who made District 9, has actually written an Alien movie that would take place after Aliens and would totally discount Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection and end the story in a proper way, the way it was always meant to. He has the entire original cast coming back, including Sigourney Weaver. They're all pretty much ready to do it. However, they can't do any of this until Ridley Scott is done with his Alien movies, and word is there's going to be another 2 sequels after Alien Covenant. I want to see those sequels, but let Neil Blomkamp do his thing first and give us the conclusion to the story that we all want and that we all deserve. Please, Ridley, please. Next on my list is Blade Runner 2049. Denis Villeneuve is one of the finest directors working today. He has proved this time and time again. Prisoners, Sicario, Arrival. Arrival was actually my #1 movie of 2016 until I saw La La Land. Just kind of nudged it into second place, but indisputably a fantastic movie. And who better to take over the reins of Blade Runner than Denis Villeneuve? We've got Ryan Gosling in the lead role, who's just a pleasure to look at. Not to mention Harrison Ford coming back, as well as Jared Leto, who it's going to be really great to see in a film where he doesn't have, pale white skin, green hair, and really bad tattoos. Like, really bad tattoos. I can't wait to jump back into the world of replicants and Blade Runners and see where this story goes. I've got complete faith in the cast and crew here, and I reckon Blade Runner 2049 is going to be one hell of a ride. Heading back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't really need to say anything about this, we're all looking forward to it. The first one was a masterpiece. James Gunn is an excellent director, he was born to direct this movie. All the cast are back with some great new additions. I'm stoked that Michael Rooker is actually going to be part of the Guardians. I love his character of Yondu. Not to mention Mantis coming in and Nebula joining the team. It looks like it's going to be a rollicking space adventure set to the soundtrack of fantastic songs. I can't wait. And plus, Baby Groot. Oh, he's so cute. A cure for wellness. I'm not gonna lie, this movie has me really intrigued. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. The trailer kind of gave me a Shutter Island kind of vibe, yet different. I'm sure it's going to do its own thing, but it really does look like a dark, twisted look at the human psyche. Dane DeHaan is a fantastic young actor, he's proved that many times, so I can't wait to see him dig his teeth into a complicated role. The Cure for Wellness looks like a really great psychological type thriller, and if that's your wheelhouse, then don't forget to check it out. I believe it does come out in the first quarter, maybe first half of this year, so keep an eye out for A Cure for Wellness. Caesar must die! Not that Caesar, this Caesar. That's right, Andy Serkis and his team of motion capture geniuses are back to bring us War for the Planet of the Apes, the final film in the modern Apes trilogy, although there has been speculation that the movies will continue after the third one, but this is shaping up to be the fitting conclusion it deserves to be. The first 2 movies were excellent and different. They were different movies to each other, which I loved so much. So now it's really going to be great to see all-out war against apes and the humans. Caesar and his family must go up against the villainous Woody Harrelson, who's just a fantastic actor, a perfect choice for the villain. I can't wait to see how this story wraps up, and I am very curious because there has been some sneaky rumours floating around, connections to the original 1968 film, so keep an eye out for that. War for the Planet of the Apes is definitely high on this list. I am excited for it. I can't wait. So those were the top 15 most anticipated movies on my list. Now we're here at the #1 spot. You guessed it. I guessed it. What else would it be? Star Wars Episode 8. Of course I'm looking forward to this over everything else. The fact of the matter is that for the foreseeable future, we are getting one Star Wars movie a year, whether it's part of the saga or a spin-off film like Rogue One, and I guarantee that for these years moving forward, the subsequent Star Wars film that comes out in that year will always be my most anticipated film of that year because I freaking love Star Wars. It's the best movie franchise on the planet, and I will fight you if you don't agree. Just kidding, just kidding. But Star Wars Episode 8, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to get back into the world. I want to see what's happening with Rey, Finn, and Poe. I'm excited that it's the first Star Wars movie to pick up directly after the last one. I can't wait to see where Kylo Ren is at with his training. I'm very intrigued by Adam Driver's comments that Kylo's humanity is going to be on display more. Everything about this film has got me super excited. I can't wait to see it. Bring it on, and may the Force be with you. So those are my top 16 most anticipated films for the year ahead, guys, but I want to know about yours. Let us know in the comments and tell me what movies you're really looking forward to this year. And if there's any that I've missed, please recommend them. You might have noticed that a lot of the films on the list are the big blockbuster films, and I am really looking forward to seeing them, but I am hoping to cast a bit of a wider net this year and see some smaller movies. So if you've got any recommendations or if there's any reviews that you'd like to see, let me know and I would be more than happy to do that. 2017 is really the year that I'm hoping Zaxchat is going to hit its stride, and for that I do need your support. So if you could do me a massive favor, leave a comment, hit like or subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm going to be bringing you more content a lot more regularly this year, and I'm super excited for what's to come. So guys, with that, I will love you and I will leave you, but please guys, never forget, peace, love, and respect.